Here it is, another Sunday already. The days and the weeks just seem to keep flying by. Got a thumbs up already. Haven't even had anybody come in. Good evening, good evening, good evening, wherever you are. Or maybe in your case, good morning. Feel free to join in and let me know what's going on. How do you pronounce that? Tom around? I don't think I've seen you here before. But good evening anyways. Okay. Where are you from? Had somebody leave, somebody else come back in. Okay, I didn't see that. I've been outside most of the day, so I haven't got caught up on what's happened here today. I'll have to go back later and check that. I don't get too excited on my stuff in here, but those that come in, most generally have fun here. Okay. I know Deborah and Jean. Shows I've got 3. Who else is here? Yeah, I talk with Kuya Gords all the time. Him and I get around to a lot of different live streams. Come on, people, say something so I know who's here. Get any better idea what to talk about. Not everybody likes to discuss the same thing, so if I know who's here, try to go in your direction of conversation. Hey, Jonah, how are you this morning? I'm running late tonight, but I've been outside most of the day, so I got in here late. I don't get to a lot of them that I used to, but I've been busy with other stuff, and the few that I do go to, I usually keep with pretty regular. I've got a couple of friends here from the States that's right now in the Philippines with their LDRs, so been keeping kind of close tabs with them anytime they do, any of them do a live. The 2 guys don't live too far from each other in Ohio, and they flew out together going to Manila, and then both of them, the girls they were going to see were at that time both staying at one of them, the girls' houses, so they both went there and met with the girls and spent some time together. And then one couple split up and they went to her families. I would like to get back to the Philippines again sometime, but not sure when that'll happen. Hey, Myron. Homeless in America. Never really had a chance to talk with you before. The only place I think I've ever seen you has been in IJ's live streams. It's good to meet you too. Like I say, I've only seen you on IJ's and never really got a chance to talk with you. Seemed like, if I remember right from her live, you're somewhere on the West Coast. Yeah. And then Myron just above you there, that he's from Central Canada. Okay, Washington State. I was thinking California, but I wasn't sure. I just thought I remembered West Coast. Which right now Washington's still places I think are getting a little bit of cool weather, but it'd be better than the hot weather of Southern California. I've been in Florida too long now. The cold bothers me terrible. I'm originally from northern New York, and that's where I grew up at, with the cold and the snow. But I've been down here too long now. I couldn't handle that anymore. I'm at the point when it gets down to 70, I'm cold. Jonah, did you leave already? I didn't get a lot accomplished today. Day I normally do laundry. Well, 80's getting warm, but I've been here long enough that I can tolerate that. It's when it gets up in the upper 90s and triple digits that I don't like it, but I can survive that. I've been in the Philippines and dealt with the heat there too, which you just take some getting used to. But like I say, when I grew up in northern New York, winter times, that 20 and 30 below zero back then, was normal to me, and didn't think nothing of it. But I couldn't handle it anymore. Well, that's good. You able to get a job. Was it a job you wanted, or just something right now to tide you over? But like I say, I just puttered here around the house some today, and neighbor across the road there, he's working on a couple vehicles. I went over and helped him a little bit this afternoon with putting an upper A-arm from the front suspension. Well, fast food may not be a great job, but it's a paycheck. And I think most of them give you a discount on your meals too, don't they? That helps. Single mother of three, that's got to be rough too. Kids are expensive today. Does she have a vehicle, or is she going to have to take a bus or something to get there? Well, having a vehicle, that's not too bad then. If three kids are trying to travel on bus or whatever, it'd be expensive. 4 hours, depending on what road you're on. It's 200 plus miles. How are your gas prices out that way now? Ours keep going up here all the time. I haven't been to town going on 2 weeks, I guess. And regular gas was already over $4 a gallon then. Almost five there. Wow. Yeah, I think it was somewhere around 4.15 here. I did see a couple places that was 3.90 something, but majority of everywhere you saw it was like around 4.15. Diesel's over five. And there's no need for that. I mean, they've turned around and put the sanctions against Russia and stuff because of the deal with Ukraine. But in the process, they've hurt us here too by refusing to accept fuel from them. I heard the other day that three countries around near there, Russia blocked off fuel shipments to them too. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things he does that I don't agree with, but what can you do? We still got another 2.5 years of him yet. I'm in Florida. So, okay, I've been through there a lot when I was hauling cars. I used to go up here out of Florida 75 and go across 10 and pick up 231 up through uh, Alabama so I could avoid Atlanta, head up there toward Birmingham, and then get on up to 40 and take 40 clear across to Oklahoma. Did you do it with a big car hauler or just pick up and flatbed or something? I enjoyed hauling cars myself, but sometimes it'd be a lot of work getting them chained down and stuff, depending on the body style. Okay, the repo man. Hmm. Yeah, see, I did interstate auto transport. Most of my runs were from Florida to either Kansas or New York State. I hit a few places otherwise, but most everything was in Kansas and New York. Yeah, the repo man job can be dangerous. Not everybody wants to give up their vehicle when you come to get it. Is the construction business doing much right now or anything, or has that slowed down like everything else? Yeah. My neighbor's also a truck driver. He runs flatbed. All he hauls is lumber and drywall. And he said their loads have been slowing down. Price of lumber's got so ridiculously high, so a lot of people just aren't buying stuff right now. We get another hurricane down here, then drywall and lumber and stuff will pick up for repairs. Hey, Josh, Myron was here a little bit ago. Yeah, it's always nice to get one finished. And with any luck, getting it finished usually means you get paid. No, not too bad, Josh. Just been kind of a muggy day today. I didn't do a whole lot. Well, that's good if you're booked up through the rest of the year. Having work lined up is always good. But Josh, I just putted around the house here some today, and this afternoon I went over across the road. Their neighbor was putting a upper A frame upper A frame on a pickup, and I helped him a little bit with that. Didn't do too much of anything over extenuating myself. I had several people that I used to have come into my lives every time I started one, I think, and I haven't seen them on here in a while. And I've got some others that normally always used to come here, but right now they are in the Philippines, so they're a little bit busy. Yeah, it was good talking with you. I'm glad we got a chance to. I'll check out your channel here a little bit later. Like I say, I hadn't been on here today, so I didn't see what all happened since I was on this morning. It shows I only have one in here now. So I have to guess which one it might be. Crazy enough for you to block him, or are you still letting him be in the chat? I, I keep forgetting about it until I talk to you each time. I need to figure out, StreamYard so I can use it. I've only had a couple that I've ever blocked out of the chat, but they were uh, bots, trolls, whatever, just ones coming in posting the links for non-YouTube sites. When you say you blocked him, you just didn't let him come up, or you blocked him from your channel? Well, there's a lot of people who do that. They'll turn around and have multiple accounts or whatever, channels, however you want to say it. And then he'll, hey, Nancy. And then they'll turn around and give them the same name, so they keep coming back, look like they're just coming back the same way. Thank you, Nancy. IJ had that problem with one time, a long time back. It was a guy from Brazil, and he must have had 30 or 40 accounts because we just kept blocking him and blocking him and blocking him, and he just kept coming back. But one of the other things too you have to watch, and some people don't realize, if you take and block somebody, it doesn't stop them from coming back. It only stops you from seeing their comments. Everybody else in the chat will still see them. If you don't want them to come back at all, you have to remove them from the channel. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Although some people like the recognition. There's a couple girls here that have had problems in the past with people harassing them and stuff, and they just keep arguing with them. So I keep telling them, I says, just ignore them. I says, all you're doing is you're playing in their game, and they're winning because they've got you upset. And if you don't want them there, then just kick them out. Mom's Wholesale Videos is here. That's true. Just ignore them. I mean, if they're not causing a problem, you let them go ahead and, join the chat. That just helps, for your interaction counts. But if they become annoying or disturbing to the chat, then it's time to just kick them out. That's right, Josh. They thrive on getting you upset. And if they can't get you upset, they've lost their interest in being there, then they'll just go someplace else. And there's some people, that's all they come on YouTube for, is just to give others a hard time. Because most generally, if you take and go to their channel, they don't have any videos. They're not subbed to anybody. They don't have any subs. They're just there to cause problems because nobody knows who they are. They can do stuff here that they couldn't do on the street with somebody face to face. Still warm here this evening. I mean, 10 p.m. It's still 74 degrees, but the humidity is still 72%. We were supposed to have gotten rain today, and then they changed it, and we didn't get any. I think we're supposed to get some tomorrow. We need it, though. The ground's getting dry. Out here where I live at, a lot of the roads are sand roads, and if they get too dry, they get loose. And if stuff gets too dry, then we start dealing with the forest fires. We've been fortunate so far this year. We haven't had forest fires to speak of. There's been a couple little ones somewhere here and there, whatever. They don't amount to much, but we haven't had any big ones yet. But give it time. If we don't get the rain, then we'll get the fires. Well, you got to quit using all them bad words, Josh. I was talking with IJ about that the other night. She did a video there showing like that, and ended up being a whole bunch of people that had made comments on hers that got held for her to review them, either accept them or delete them. And I told her, I'd never bothered to even check mine for, and I went in and checked it afterwards. I only had 2 in it, and both of them were giving links to porn sites or something or other. So I just went ahead and deleted them. But she said a lot of hers are comments that have words that she's flagged. I lose subs once in a while. I don't most generally don't lose more than 1 or 2 at a time. A while back there, I lost a bunch of them at one time. But some of them I think are people that come in and sub to you and want you to sub them. Then afterwards they unsub you again. Yeah, and there's a lot of those too. I haven't seen as many lately as we were getting there for a while. But maybe the stuff that's going on that side of the world, they're too busy to be bothering us right now. But for a while, there, a big share of them like that. When you got them, you could see either in the names or the comments they were Russian. Occasionally, you got a few that came through with everything in English. Josh, did you get a chance to look at any more JB Blogs videos? She has a lot of interesting stuff in her different videos and stuff there, where things she's doing on the farm and whatnot. Or if you go back further in them, when she was still working as an OFW in Hong Kong, most of her videos over there then, well, I take that back, not all, because she did a lot of live streams from where she was staying at, but she did a lot of videos daytime when she goes out running. She'd go out every morning before she started work, and at night she'd run after work, and she would go out and run, I don't know, 10, 12 miles every morning and every night. and then turn around and work all day. She was working as a nanny and housekeeper, but she was still always out running. And there's a lot of mornings now, even while she's at the farm, she goes out and runs in the morning, she says. Then she comes back and gathers eggs and feeds the chickens and does whatever. She is quite a worker. All right, I'll try to sit here for a minute. Kind of surprised that Rena and Mike or Maureen and Ken aren't on live tonight. It's 10 in the morning there. And it would be Monday morning. Yesterday they were getting bad weather at Marines. Well, with me using two keyboards, that time when I type something, it takes a while anyways. I'm going to get part of the letters on my laptop, and I have to go to that remote keyboard to get the rest of them. And then I forget which one can type which one, and then I still miss letters. I need to figure for sure I can get this old keyboard out. I watched a YouTube video on how to do it. It looks like it's simple enough, but I want to be sure I can do it. I can order a new one if I can take this one out and put the new one in myself. The new keyboard is about $60 for this. And that would just make it so much easier to sit here and type when I'm doing stuff if I'm only on one keyboard. And then some things I do with my damn mouse sticks, which makes it difficult too. I have to be careful with it sometimes. If I'm on a channel and I'm a moderator, that when I go to scroll across something there and the mouse sticks, I'll turn on delete somebody or whatever without even trying. Neighbor hasn't put his dogs in for the night yet, and they're sitting out in the yard yapping. They're just puppies. He normally leaves out of here around 3 a.m. But when he came in the other night, I came in yesterday. He didn't get in Friday. Got in yesterday morning. He said there that he was going to wait till tomorrow morning to leave during daylight because a bunch of the lights went out on his trailer. So he doesn't want to drive in the dark with no lights on it. He'll wait till daylight where he still got brake and turn signal. That way he can take it to the company yard and drop it and pick up a different trailer. I need to get out and go into my car hauler. I want to just clean it up and repaint it. I'll restripe it and whatever, Then I'm going to go ahead and sell it. I don't figure I'm ever going to go back on the road, so go ahead and sell it, get it out of here, and get the money out of it. I miss being on the road, but everything in connection with that just got so high. And now fuel prices being up doesn't help with that in either. I used to average right close to $1,000 a week just in diesel when I was on the road. And that's back when the prices were lower than they are now. A lot lower. I'd hate to think what it would cost me to run now. Everybody else up and got quiet and left us. Makes it harder to just sit here and talk to myself when there's nobody there to make comments and stuff. You can email the panel link. So I've never tried that. I didn't know. Yeah, I did too. I've seen that before because somebody else that I used to go to their panel all the time has sent it to me when I was, wasn't on there, and told me to come and join them. They didn't email it to me; they sent it to me on Skype. Yeah, but if you don't post it in the chat, nobody in your chat can join you unless you don't want them to. Josh, do you ever use the private chat on StreamYard? I've only done it a few times. Once in a while, if you got something you only want to share it with the people on the panel and not everybody in the chat, it comes in handy. go out for a minute, find out what the hell's going on outside. The neighbor's dogs are going crazy. I gotta go out and find out what's happening because my cats are still all out roaming. I'll be back in a minute. Well, I don't know what they were barking at because when I went out, they all come running over to my fence to bark at me. They're just little puppies. Okay, I never thought about that somebody else coming up later. But I knew that the only ones that could see it are those that are in the panel at the time. Okay, that's good to know. Because yeah, like if you wanted to run, like you say, and give somebody an email address or a phone number, whatever, that you don't want to put in the chat for everybody. I don't use Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or any of that stuff, but I use email and Skype to talk to other people. I used to use Yahoo Messenger until that was discontinued. Before that, I used to use or used at the same time AOL's AIM Instant Messenger and MSN Messenger. AIM might still be active. I'm not sure. I haven't used mine in years, but I think MSN disappeared. Yeah, see, I've got a bunch of emails. I've got the Google account that's connected to this, and I've got another channel that I've got on a second Google account, or Gmail account rather. Then I've got multiple Yahoo accounts because I've got the one that I just talk to people, in the Philippines and friends and stuff here, whatever. I've got one that I use for if I order something, from Amazon or any place else. That's the account I use for my orders and stuff. And when I used to do lawn care for people, I used that one also to send an email to whoever, tell them, what they owed me and stuff. I've got another Yahoo account that I used to use years back when I first started using Yahoo, and I don't use it much anymore. The only thing I had in it for a long time there was a couple of the Yahoo groups because I belonged to a couple of them. And hey, Martina, 3:26 a.m. there. That's too early to be getting up. But I got involved with a couple Philippine Yahoo groups, and most of the stuff in the conversations there and whatnot was all on Philippine farming and whatever. But the guy that ran the channel passed away, and the channel's kind of died off. I mean, there's a few of them that still keep talking, what's keeping the channel going, but other than that, it's kind of dying. Oh, I'm still doing about the same. The cats are being a nuisance. Plus, I got a bunch of them that's had babies now. So if you look at one of my last videos there, my one there, Jill had 5 a while back. They were 41 days old in that video, which was a couple days ago. Yeah, they keep meowing, and they keep eating. I can't get them to stop eating. I'm spending a fortune now on food. And Josh, when I was on the road hauling cars, I had a Yahoo email account just for my car hauling business. And that's the one that, everybody, if they had to get in contact with me, that, I transported cars for them, or that's the one that was registered with the Federal Motor Carriers Association there. And all that stuff that went with my business went to that email account. So I've still got all of those. Yeah, 5 hours. Yep, 326 would be 5 hours. I don't know why I was thinking Middle East when you first came on, but you're in the UK, aren't you? No, I never did put it there because when I first started this, I was just doing it talking with other trucking channels, and I didn't put any of my information out other than if I was talking to an individual I wanted to have contact with, then I would give it to them. But I never posted on the channel. Same as I never use my name in the chats and stuff now. And half the people on YouTube know me by name now instead of my channel name. And that's the same way even but when I was using my email before and talking to people. I only had one account that actually had my name on it, and that's the one I used, like I said, when I ordered from Amazon or car parts or whatever, because I would use it with my name and then have the address and stuff naturally for shipping. Yeah, they have quite an accent there, and their English, being that English came originally from England, is not like our English. And even don't even use the same word in some cases for the same meaning. So why are you up so early, Martina? I wake up sometimes at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I think that's too early. Yeah, difference in pronunciation of words and difference in meaning of a lot of words. There's another Filipina that I used to talk with a lot. Her and her husband Tony. Her name's Charlotte, and her husband Tony. They used to do live streams every evening over there, and I'm not sure what happened. It was kind of in the middle of when COVID was going. She just kind of faded away. Now she just pops in once in a great while and does one, or puts a video up. She's popped in on mine a couple times lately. But her and Tony have been together for, I think she said, a little over 10 years now. They've got a big age gap difference. No, that was something that I questioned about it a while back. It's just like a minute ago when I went outside, I would have turned my camera off, but I can't do it. The only thing I can do is mute the sound. That way, if you were picking up, the sound from the dogs and stuff, you wouldn't hear that, and you wouldn't hear me open and close the door, etc. Whatever. But yeah, I can't turn the camera off. That's one of the things I like with StreamYard. You can shut it down and just put up your icon or a picture or whatever you want to have on it. Now it shows I don't have anybody here. Oh, you mean to cover the camera like this? Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I don't have a dog anymore, so I don't have to do that. And I've only got one cat in the house, and she uses the litter box. I used to have two dogs, but I didn't have a problem with them. They would, go all night and not have to go out. Yeah, I went at it with a thumb. You're not going live tonight, Josh? A lot of times you start your live before I get done with mine, and I'm running late tonight. I was surprised earlier to see Myron come on. He was only here long enough to say hi, and then he left, but he did pop in. Yeah, that's different, or like you say, you can have problems, and as long as the others stay there, your stream got to keep going for you. It's just that if you're not there, nobody new can come up on the panel. Oh, I didn't even notice. But there was a thing that was out. I'll have to see if I can find it again someday. A whole paragraph, and most of the wording and stuff in it was spelled wrong. But it says there that the average person, if the words has the first and last letters are correct, the middle letters can be mixed up, and you'll still read it for what it's supposed to be. It's just the way your mind picks it up and stuff that it doesn't even notice the difference. And the first time I saw that, I read the whole paragraph, to myself at the same rate I would normally read any paragraph. And then went back and looked at it and found that half the words in it were misspelled. I also spend enough time talking with, the Filipinos all the time that don't always spell words correctly, and have just gotten used to knowing what they mean by how much of it they do get there, that I don't even think about it. Yeah, our brain is smarter than we are. Well, that's what I kind of figured when I started this one. 'Cause I usually try to start mine around 8 o'clock, but I didn't even get back in the house tonight till around 8 or so. Then I fixed supper and took care of the cats and whatnot. So I got a late start. Um, I've been on an hour and 5 minutes, so it was after 9:30 time I started. So I didn't figure I was going to go very long with it tonight either. My biggest problem is too many nights I get on here like this, and somebody come on and do a stream, and I'll go to it. Next thing you know, somebody else starts one, then I go to it, and I'll have TV on watching some western or whatever, a movie or something, and or I'll find a movie on here to watch, and next thing I know, it's 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and that just catches up with you after a while. Hey, JB, we were talking about you a little while ago. See, we run out of things to talk about, so we talk about JB blogs. Yeah, I've never been on one of the private ones, but I've heard others talk about them, that have done them. Oh, Josh and I were just talking about your videos again because he really liked that one that I shared the link with there last time there of your drying the rice. We were just talking about some of your others. He hasn't got a chance to go watch him yet. Because you got to remember, see, he's up in Canada where he deals with the cold and the snow and stuff, and don't have all that nice weather you have. But that's what I was saying there last time when you were on. That he has some videos you might be interested in because he does stuff with cranberries. And I know they don't have cranberries in the Philippines, and it's something that cranberry juice and stuff is very expensive there. Yeah, it's getting that way here. Our weather runs about like yours does. You're a little bit farther south than what I am, so it's a little bit warmer, but I know what you mean. My trusty calculator. But during the summer there we'll get a lot of days where the temperature will be above 38 degrees or more, which is what you deal with. Yeah, I think it's too warm there for them, JB. But that's what I was saying, Josh. He may be interested in them, because it's another aspect of farming that is different than what she does. I mean, I like watching what you guys do and stuff like that. But when I first started on YouTube, everything I was doing was what my interest was then was trucking. Most every channel I went to was another trucking channel. I like, talking with other people, finding out how they did something that maybe had a better idea than the way I did it. Yeah, I like pineapple and bananas. Of the two, I would probably say bananas I like best. JB, can you grow watermelon there? You that planted something there recently that we discussed it where I said you planted them too close together. there's watermelons, and they all grow on a vine, but they got to have room to spread out. You need at least probably a meter of space or more for each plant. Well, we get a lot of watermelon here in the summertime. People, they grow it and they'll have roadside stands and sell them at. There's others that run, do a road. They just, go out somewhere with a pickup a van or whatever and park on the side of the highway somewhere and sell watermelon or tomatoes or whatever. Okay, you planted pumpkins. See, they need room too. That vine will spread out, like I say, at least a meter or more. My dad and I planted pumpkins and squash both one summer. And where we did it, we went out in a field that the neighborhood farmer owned. He let us go out there and do it. And he had a place out in the field where he used to take the cow manure from his barn and just went out there and dumped it in a pile. And we went out and planted the seeds in that manure pile, which, good fertilizer that way. And we got so many pumpkin and squash and whatnot. And I think mom said she canned up enough pumpkin for over 100 pies. And a lot of squash we gave them away because our family just didn't eat that many. Okay, I've never had that. I've had the banana blossoms, but I've never had it from pumpkin. But I had the banana blossoms when I was down in Davao. Yeah, see, there's a lot of stuff like that you guys eat over there that we don't, that we end up basically throwing away, you might say. Amore and Bikini both did videos here recently on different greenery and stuff they were picking. Amore did one on ferns, and that's nothing that anybody here eats. Okay, that would be different. Well, I imagine most ain't that stuff is healthy, good for you, whatever, like I say, but it's just something that we're not accustomed to, so nobody knows that you can fix it. And a lot of that stuff like that, gets wasted here. When Amore did her videos about it like that, I kept teasing her afterwards that she was eating weeds. Bikini just did one, not very long ago, and they were out and they were picking some other kind of green stuff, but I don't remember what it was now. and then cooked it all up. Well, I was just going to say, others that we do eat here, and I don't know if I've ever seen it in the Philippines. So we have uh, collard greens, mustard greens, and they're all basically about the same thing, as far as appearance and taste and stuff. But we eat those. A lot of people won't eat them, but I mean, I do. Well, that's good if they do that too, Josh. Now I don't get the fresh greens like you do, JB. I mean the stuff I buy is canned, so it's already been cooked and whatever. So all I have to do is heat it, and then most generally when I fix it, I either put butter on it or a little bit of vinegar. And you do have spinach, okay? I say when I was in the Philippines, I just didn't remember ever seeing it, but I've never cooked any of them up, from fresh. Whatever, like I say, whatever I've gotten, it's always already been canned. So I mean, it's already been cooked, and all you gotta do is heat it, and it's ready to go. One that I haven't had but a couple times that I used to get all the time before, years ago, was corn on the cob. Okay, take care, Josh. I'm not going to stay too much longer, anyways. And I bet JB's going to take off for too long and do something there with the chickens or whatever. Got to plug my laptop in and just said I'm down to 7% battery. If I don't plug it in now, after I get that message, I'll forget it. And when it gets down to 1 or 2%, it just turns off. You were talking about putting cheese inside the pumpkin blossoms. Some one that I got here recently um, was peppers, cheese, and then they were wrapped with bacon. Then I just put those in the oven and baked them for a while. They were real good. JB, did you get all your painting finished in your bedroom? And has it aired out yet enough so you can sleep in there? Yeah, looks like I've lost everybody. I'm running later than I normally do anyways for starting it tonight. I thank those that were here and hope to see you all again next time.